Teka, Yira Sezonka, Ivashimayan came Baret, et Lekin Kane, Kane La Nihayon, Uslak Lanu, all Kate Nu, Timosha Soul Kim, Gamanat Nu, La Cote Lanu, they all Tepi Nu, the Daily Sayan, King Ka Selu, Nimara, Teleka, and Mumba. They are Givera, they are Tepe, the Omne, Omni Sila. We thank thee, Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. Praise Yahweh. All right. And always remember that Yahweh loves you, and so do we, the nation of Yahweh. First, I'd like to testify that Yahweh is God, that his son's name, the name that was hidden from us, his son's name is Yahweh ben Yahweh. According to John 5:43, he said that he comes in his Father's name. The interesting thing is, if you don't know the Father's name, then you won't know the Son's name. But Yahweh ben Yahweh is here to reveal our Father and who he is, Yahweh in the flesh. Praise Yahweh. There's some very interesting things that are happening in the world today. Very, very interesting things. I need to pause just for a moment, just for a moment. Please pardon us for that delay. One of the things that Yahweh ben Yahweh has taught us to do is to pay attention to world events. Pay attention to them because there are signs. And if we're students of the Bible, we'll see these signs and we'll know real good that the time of this wicked rulership is truly at hand. This class is called our Biblical Research Study class, and you will definitely need dictionaries, more than one. I have probably about 2 different dictionaries now, thesauruses, concordances, because it's a study class. It's not we're just reading, but we're looking to understand what Yahweh is telling us. Pardon us. So there are truly some worldly things going on that we need to pay attention to. We'll be sharing some videos. So that you can see for yourself. And as you continue your journey in finding out who Yahweh ben Yahweh is and who you are, it will be most fascinating to you. From about electronics. Yes, sir. So again, I like to testify that Yahweh is God, that his son name is Yahweh ben Yahweh. And we are so blessed to have the knowledge that we're now having. Again, when you read the Bible, everywhere that you read Lord and God, the original reads Yahweh. Everywhere that you read Lord and God in the Bible, the original reads Yahweh. And we're going to share that with one of our guests. And this is just a regular King James Version red letter. And when you read the back here, where it's highlighted, it says Yahweh, the covenant God of Israel, YHWH in the original Hebrew. But because of Jewish customs, everywhere that Lord and God appear in large and small capital letters, the original is Yahweh. Is that what you see? Yes, sir. All right. Also, since we're looking in here, there's a term that's called tetragrammation. And you can verify this in the red letter edition of the Bible. It's a King James version, but it's called a red letter edition. And also, if you read here, it says tetragrammation. Tetragrammation is the 4 Hebrew letters representing Yahweh's name. In English, it'll be YHWH. In Hebrew, it'll be what you see here. Yud, He, Wav, He. Translated in English, YHWH. All right. Now, the interesting thing in here, we're going to go to John 5:43. John 5:43. You have a Bible? Okay, John 5:43. John 5:43. This is one of the most interesting scriptures to me in the Bible, John 5:43. Do we have that? Okay. The Son says, I come in my Father's name. Now, if we just stop right there, the Son said he comes in his Father's name. That means if we don't know the Father's name, we won't know his name. So everywhere that you read Lord and God, and some people use the Greek name that they have given him, we say Yahweh ben Yahweh, which means Yahweh, the Son Yahweh. So when you hear us say Yahweh ben Yahweh, that says Yahweh ben means Son Yahweh. So as we read the Bible, everywhere it says Lord and God, we're going to say Yahweh. Where it talks about the Son, we're going to say Yahweh ben Yahweh, because he said he comes in his Father's name. I also said earlier that one of the things Yahweh ben Yahweh taught us is to pay attention to worldly affairs, not to just watch movies, et cetera, but there are things that's happening on an international level and a national level that we need to pay attention to. First, we're going to go to Genesis 15:13, Genesis 15:13. Genesis 15 and 13. And it says, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So here's a prophecy saying that Abraham's seed will go into another land and serve this other land 400 years. Now, if we go to Genesis right next to 15, 14, 13, and it says, there came one that had escaped and told Abram the Hebrew. So if Abraham is a Hebrew, not if, being that Abraham is a Hebrew, then his seed will be a Hebrew. The interesting thing is, if we ask a man from Russia, what is his nationality? He will say Russian. He speak Russian, got a Russian name, come from a land called Russia. If we ask a man from Germany, his nationality, he will say German. He speak German, got a German name, come from a land called Germany. If we ask the so-called black people in America, what is their nationality? They will say things like as far as colored, black, Negro. It changed every so many years, usually around 10 or 15 years, proving we really don't know who we are. And then we wonder, why are we not accepted? Because we don't know who we are. We imitate the other nation and then want to be accepted by other nation when they know we're not them. Let us go to Psalms 83, 1 through 5. Psalms 83, 1 through 5. Psalms 83, 1 through 5. And it says, 83, 1, it says, keep not thy silence, O God, Yahweh. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Yahweh. Check number 2 out. It says, for lo, thine enemies make atonement, and they that hate thee have lifted up their heads. And guess what they did in 3? They have taken crafty counsel against our people. So some people took crafty counsel planning against the so-called black people in America. And it says, and consulted against the hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, not cut them off from being a religion, cut them off from being a nation. Then it says that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Then 5 says, for they have consulted, these nations consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. So it says that these nations came together with one, they came together and agreed to cut us off from being a nation. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 28, 68. Deuteronomy chapter 28, 68. We're going to move kind of swiftly this evening because we have some things that you just must go over. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 68. When you have the opportunity, you want to read all of Deuteronomy, because the first part of Deuteronomy chapter 28, chapter 1 through 14, talks all about the blessings. But 20 and after, I believe it is, after 15, it talks about what would happen to us as a people if we're not obedient to him. But we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Let us read. And the Lord Yahweh. Now, wait just a minute. Let me emphasize on that. Because of our disobedience to Yahweh, understand real good who did this to us. And it says, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again. Egypt is a code word here for America. We went in Egypt in the past in slavery, but he said, I'm going to do it again, but this time with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold. Were we sold? Were we bought over here in ships? Sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. What do you mean no man shall buy us? Because Yahweh owns us. But because of our disobedience, Yahweh allowed these people to have their way with us. Kidnapped us, brought us to the west coast of America, and sold us to their people to help build America. Praise Yahweh. So we can see here, Genesis 15, it was prophesied that we'll go into slavery for 400 years. Deuteronomy 28:68 says that we'll be carried by ships and we'll be sold to our enemies. Psalms 83:1 through 5 say that these nations got together to cut us off from being a nation, not a religion. We are the nation of Yahweh. All nations have laws. The nation of Yahweh has laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments that are in the Bible. That's why they tell us that the Old Testament does not count where the laws are, but there are some in the New Testament also. Now, like I said earlier, Yahweh has taught us to pay very close attention to international affairs and national affairs so we'll know what's going on in the world. We're going to look at a few videos this evening. Naya, if you could play the first one. Are you there, Brother Naya?
Say again, sorry, you cut out for a second.
Yes, sir. Can you play the first one?
Okay, give me a second.
You might want to come around up. You might want to come around a little bit so you can see this. Oh, you can see it? Okay. Oh. Okay.
And tell us who they are. It is our job as grown-ups to listen and to believe them.
It was an event that had all the trappings of a bill signing ceremony. A huge crowd of lawmakers, advocates, and families, in this case, gathered in support of legal protections for people seeking gender-affirming care for themselves or their children. But the paper Governor Walz signed was an executive order. His action comes at a time when transgender persons across the nation feel under siege.
This is life-threatening.
The Iowa Senate passed a bill Tuesday.
Those in favor of the motion shall say aye.
Barring doctors from providing puberty blockers, hormone therapy, or gender-affirming surgery to anyone under 18. Mississippi passed a similar bill last week, barring gender-affirming care. In New Hampshire, there's a bill that would require schools to tell parents what their kid's gender is.
We'll make sure that Minnesota's placed as a welcoming, loving, neighborly state where you are welcome and will be free of persecution or anything else that we're trying to see in some other states.
In committee hearings, GOP lawmakers have asserted children are too young to make decisions about gender.
These are damaging, lifelong procedures.
They've also brought up custody disputes.
If one parent brings a child here for gender-affirming care and the other parent lives in Alaska, do you believe that that would be inconvenient for the parent that lives in Alaska?
Many states are asking their queer people to find two spaces that are comfortable, the closet or the coffin. And we are saying we are not going to accept that in Minnesota. In Minnesota, you can stay and live.
That's Lee Finke, who is the first ever transgender member of the Minnesota legislature. Her bill on gender-affirming health care has made it to the House Register, so it could be taken up on the House floor at any point. The Senate version is still making its way through committees. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John.
Interesting. Here it is. This is the gentleman that's supposed to be that's selected to be the vice president who supports minor children having sex change. They're also saying that schools will have the authority to tell you what your children prefer to be. In other words, if you have a son, the school will have the authority to tell you that your son is a girl. If you have a daughter, the school will have the authority to tell you that your daughter is a boy. In other words, they're taking the authority of the parents away. This is what they're teaching the children, that it's all right for a man to be a woman and a woman to be a man. We need to understand very clearly what's being said here and how it affects us. Can you also play the one Putin talking about? Are you there, Brother Anaya?
Yeah, I'm pulling up. Give me a second.
All right. Now, the video that we're going to see, the next one we're going to see is another nation talking about what's happening in America. And he's speaking to his people and some other people because they understand that America is influencing the world. Just give us a moment. Just give us a moment here.
Facts. They keep attacking our. They are lying all the time. They twist historical facts. They keep attacking our culture and the Russian Orthodox Church. Look what they are doing to their own people. It is all about the destruction of the family, of cultural and national identity, perversion and abuse of children, including pedophilia, all of which are declared normal in their life. They are forcing the priests to bless same-sex marriages. Bless their hearts. Let them do as they please. Look at the Holy Scripture and the main books of other world religions. They say it all, including that family is the union of a man and a woman. But these sacred texts are now being questioned. Reportedly, the Church of England is planning to explore the idea of a gender-neutral God. What is there to say? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Millions of people in the West realize that they are being led to a spiritual disaster. Frankly, the elite appear to have gone crazy, and it looks like there is no cure for that. They are lying all the time. They twist.
Thank you. Now, the other one from the Middle East. See, Putin is not talking about nuclear warfare. He's talking about a country that's influencing the world and breaking down traditional family values, destroying the family. Is that us, Anaya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go right ahead.
Jewish rabbis said Black Americans are Israelites.
My name is Rabbi Yehuda ben Shomer. The slave trade is actually connected to Deuteronomy 28 because the majority of the slaves that were brought to the Caribbean islands and brought to the Americas were Hebrew people, were people of Hebrew and Hebraic Israelite descent, if you will. And so if you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, it matches perfectly what happened to the Hebrew slaves, the black Hebrew slaves, during the slave trade.
So you are saying that there's a great chance, or more so, that the black people that links directly to the slave trade are from the lost tribes of Israel. Is that what you're saying here, sir?
Yes, I am.
Wow, that's a confession. Jewish rabbis said Black Americans are Israelites.
My name is Rabbi Yehuda ben Shomer. The slave trade.
Anaya? Yes. Do you have the other one I sent you?
That's not the one. Wait, that's the one you sent.
The other one I sent you said that we're the children of Yahweh. Hold 1 second.
Middle Eastern woman says Black American.
Okay, I see. I think I found that one. Give me a second.
Yes, sir. Now, that particular one that was just shown showed us being thrown off of ships for the sharks to eat, and that now the world is confessing that Black people in America are the true Hebrews, the true children of Yahweh. And he said, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, 68. Do you have it, Anaya?
I'm looking for it right now.
Okay.
Give it a second. Pull it up. For some reason, that one isn't. There must be a newer one that's not showing when I look for it.
Well, the other one that we was trying to find for
I have it
the
now.
list. Say it again.
I found it. I have it now.
Okay.
Middle Eastern woman says Black Americans are Israelites.
Hi, shalom, shalom from Israel. This is Ola, the daughter of Jethro. And I just heard that you black people that was stolen from Africa to America, that you don't know who you are. But you are the children of Yahweh, the children of Israel. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray because you are our saviors. You're the one that was chosen by Yahweh to live in this land, not the Jewish people, it's you. You were stolen from Africa, they deceived you, they told you that you are slaves, but you actually the children of Israel.
Wow, that's a crazy confession. Middle Eastern woman says Black American.
All right. Thank you so much, Brother Naya. What I want you to pay attention to is that she says that we're the children of Yahweh. Then she said that we are their saviors. Now, let me make this very clear. She has some knowledge, And the knowledge that she does has that we're the children of Yahweh, that we're former slaves. But when you look up, if you write down the word Jerusalem, if you look in the middle of the word Jerusalem, you're going to see USA. All right. So you probably heard the term New Jerusalem. Well, we're here now. And now that we're conscious that we're the heirs of Yahweh, we just don't want the little piece of land in Israel today. All the world, the whole earth belongs to us. So we want to make that very clear, that we're not going back to Jerusalem, old Jerusalem, right? We're not just settling for a little piece of land. All of it belongs. I'm conscious. All of it belongs to me. And I'm fully conscious that I am a child of Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Now, the interesting thing here, you see in the second video that we showed you, and go to 2 Thessalonians 2. 2 Thessalonians, that's in the New Testament, chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 1 Timothy. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Now, everybody that's listening, what you want to do is have pencil and paper to take these notes down, because I don't want you to believe me. It's up to you to research what I'm saying. Do not just believe me. You have to know this for yourself. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, starting at verse 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, let us read. Verse 3. Yeah, what did I say? Chapter 2, starting at verse 3. Let us read. Let no man deceive you by any means, for the day shall not come. Listen now, because see, it says a comma right there. The day of Yahweh shall not come except there come a falling away first. See, there's a lot of people that say they believe in God, they believe in righteousness, but they're going to follow this system. This system is going to cause them to fall away from the Creator Yahweh. All right, okay, where the except there come a falling away first. Then it says, after the comma, and that man of sin be revealed. So it says a man, not a spirit. It says that the man of sin be revealed. Then it refers to this man of sin as the son of perdition. Okay? Then 4 say, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh, or that is worship, so that he, wait a minute, worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So this man of sin, the man of perdition, and it also calls this joker here, it says a key word here that we want to, it say be revealed, son of perdition, that he want to be like Yahweh. Now, you have to ask your question. Do we follow Yahweh or do we follow this system? That's what you have to ask yourself, this question. Now, let's go to some of these dictionaries and let's look up the word perdition, son of perdition. Now you can look it up on your phone, sis. And we can use some phones here. Now you have perdition. Help us out there. We need to know what this word is. Anybody have that yet? Perdition.
Give me a second, looking it up.
Hold it right there. Hold it right there now. Now, sis, you got to say that so all the people can hear you now. So we're going to put you on the air, but we want you to talk loud so you can see this. Go ahead.
In Christian theology, a state of eternal punishment and damnation.
Wait just a minute. Hold it right there now. We're not going past that. See, this person in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 3, he's a man of sin, and this man of sin must be revealed. Then he's referred to as the man of perdition, who want to imitate and deceive the world that believe that they should follow him as opposed to Yahweh. Now, when we showed you that first video, it showed you where America is going, that your children will not be under your authority. They're placing themselves as God. Let me stop. Let's get it back into perdition. What did you say, sis? Please.
In Christian theology, it's a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and unpenitent person passes after death.
So this joker can't even repent. He's so worse. Do we have any other words for perdition? Do you have any more words for perdition? Did it give you any synonyms for that? Or other words? Or now you have anything?
I the same thing, state of mind with eternal punishment and damnation.
Mm-hmm.
This gives different pronunciations.
Okay. What's
French?
Oh, okay. Anaya, can you look up some other sources? What you have?
In the Church of Christians, in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, LDS Church, a son of perdition is the person who will not take part in the glory of God in the afterlife.
You hear that? Will not partake in the glory of Yahweh. Also here in my definition, it says one who's doomed to hell. Do we have any, say it again? Do we have any other definitions of that word?
Yes, so I got a few things for it. The word perdition originates from the Latin word perditio, meaning to ruin or destruction.
Ruin. And destruction.
Yes.
Go right ahead. Yes, sir.
It comes from the verb perdere, which means to lose or to destroy.
Go ahead, excuse me.
In the Hebrew etymology, it derives from the word abaddon, meaning to perish or to be lost.
Is that it?
I have synonyms. You have for perdition, you have damnation, hell, ruin, destruction, condemnation, doom, abyss, torment.
Good gracious. You had some more? That was it? There's a dictionary, I didn't bring it, but it says that one who is irredeemable. It says that he's irredeemable. So you can't pray for him now. He's good gracious, y'all. Brother Yahweh say he's indelibly wicked. He's irredeemable. Talking about this man of sin who opposes everything that Yahweh has said. Another word is devil. Another word is Satan. And see, when you look up these words, it says one who opposes Yahweh, one who goes against everything. Yahweh say a man for a woman for a man, and this joker with his wicked self saying a man for a man. Do you realize that we wouldn't be here today if our parents was gay? Do you realize that? That we would not be here today if our parents was gay? Do you know that you'll be cutting off yourself? So here we says before, okay, wait a minute, where we at? Who? Okay, wait just a minute. So it says that the son of perdition must be revealed, okay? So the son of perdition must be revealed before the son of Yahweh can be revealed. See, that's the world's best kept secret, because they have been very skillful to teach us that the devil was a spirit, and they've been very skillful to teach us that Yahweh is a spirit. When we read in the Bible that Yahweh walked and talked with Noah, he walked and talked with Adam, it's scriptures all around. He appeared unto many men, and he's also appeared unto us. So if we think the devil is a spirit, and spirit, now if you look it up in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, it will say mind. All right? So the devil is walking around, talking, having his way. Now, this is a word that I want you to look up. The word is called plutocrat. Plutocrat. Can we look that up real quick, Anaya? Plutocrat.
Yes, sir.
What time? How's our time looking? Good gracious, Yahweh. The word is plutocrat. And you can write the word plutocrat down. Did you look it up? Did you look it up? Plutocrat. You got it? What you got?
A person whose power derives from their wealth.
Yes, and that's the one who.
You have some more? Plutocrat.
Rich person, capitalist.
So a plutocrat is a person who controls the government through their wealth and their influence.
Right. I got something
That's
meaningful.
what a plutocrat is. You got something, Anaya?
I do.
What you got? Talk to me.
All right. So, plutocrat. A plutocrat is a person whose power derives from their wealth. The term is often used to describe someone who has significant influence or control over political or social matters due to their financial status.
You didn't see that or not? It didn't say control the politics, did you?
Control over politics
So,
or social matters.
And wait a minute, Nigel. Did you say and social matters?
Yes.
Where did you get that definition from?
This is from, I think one of the Merriam-Webster.
So a plutocrat is a person that controls the political and social affairs.
Yes.
So when we say social affairs, now we're talking about the education. Also, what comes under that is the religious institution. Because now the religious institutions are afraid to talk against what this society does. So a plutocrat is a person that controls the government and social affairs. Now look up the word Pluto. You got something?
I got more too.
What? I just want to say something. Go ahead. Well, hold 1 second.
What the people do not understand that the president of America do not run the country, is just a figurehead.
Just a figurehead.
Just a figurehead.
Right.
There are a hidden group of people as a plutocrat
Mm-hmm.
who gave them the instruction
Absolutely.
how to run the country
And the social affairs.
and everything.
Yes, sir.
He's just a figurehead.
Just a figurehead.
That's it.
I got some more for you.
Thank you. Thank you. What you got, bro? A figurehead.
Yeah.
The etymology of the word plutocrat comes from the Greek word plutos, meaning wealth, meaning rule, or meaning power. The Hebrew equivalent is asher shitan. This phrase directly translates to wealthy ruler. Another phrase is wealthy person with power. Synonyms: oligarch. That's why people say that we're under oligarchy.
In Russia.
Tycoon, capitalist,
Capitalists,
financial elites,
billionaires.
billionaire, magnate. Now, it's not saying that all billionaires are plutocrats, but the plutocrat billionaires are the one influencing society today.
Right.
Exactly.
Thank you, bro. So now we want to look up the word Pluto. Pluto. We're going to have to move fast because the time is fastly approaching. We got a few more scriptures to share. Pluto. Did you get anything, sis? Got anything else, Anaya, for Pluto?
Yes, I do. I do have Pluto.
What you have?
Okay, I have Pluto. From the Roman mythology, Pluto is the god of the underworld.
So Pluto is the god of the underworld. Did y'all hear that?
The one in secret.
The one that's not known. He's behind the scene using the government with their money and influence. Is that it, Anaya?
No, I got a little more. So at the etymology of Pluto, the name Pluto comes from the Greek word Pluton, meaning wealth or riches, derived from Plutos, which also means wealth. The name reflects the idea that the riches of the earth, such as minerals or fertile soil, come from underground, the domain of Pluto. Centers the word Pluto. Hades, god of the underworld, king of the dead. That's it.
Okay.
And the Masonic order.
Okay. Now, dead, when you look up the word dead, because see, now we're going, if you're not a student, then if you're not studying, you would think the devil is the god of some people that's under the ground, that's been embalmed in a casket. But dead also means mentally unconscious, mentally ignorant, spiritually ignorant. So the devil or the Pluto is just straight the devil that's ruling the government and social affairs. Okay, so there are some people that has the devil mind that's controlling the government. Now remember, now the devil is an opposer to Yahweh. Now they have become so openly with this, they're going to pick someone who openly opposes Yahweh, that says it's all right for your child that you will no longer have authority over, for a male, your son, to be a girl. Just think about that now. Your daughter to be a boy.
No control over your children.
Okay, now we're reading 2 Thessalonians 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go to Isaiah 14 and 12. Isaiah 14, 12. Isaiah 14, 12. Isaiah 14. Oh, Isaiah. I like you do, Solomon. We're going to Isaiah right now. Isaiah 14 and 12. Do we have that? 14:12 say, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, who didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will, not might, I will ascend unto heaven, sending his rockets up into space. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the North America. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, Yahweh. Understand what this guy is doing. You're right. There he is, a guy, the devil. Understand what he's doing. He say I will be like the Most High. But check 15 out. It said, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pits. Check 16 out. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? Good gracious Yahweh.
Bring it back to
This is interesting. See, this is the part we need to know. And I want you to go to Revelation chapter 18. Revelation chapter 18. Revelation chapter 18. Come on, Revelation. Revelation chapter 18. Do we have it? Starting at verse 2. You have it. Revelation chapter 18 and 2, it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen. Now, Babylon is a code word for saying like baby land, baby land. America is a baby land out of all the nations. Out of all the nations, it's one of the newest. So it says, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of what? With an S on it. Read, and whole of every foul spirit, every whatever wickedness, it has become the whole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Talking about people now. You're talking about nothing flying in the air. 3 says, for all nations have drunk of her wine and of her wrath, of her fornication, been buddies with her. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth have waxed rich. People that's been involved with her have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, immorality. 4 say, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people,
Be not partakers.
that ye be not partakers of her what? Sin. That ye receive not her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities. Verse 6, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled to her double. Verse 7, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. See, she's saying she not no widow because she got many people she doesn't marry. She says she sit as a queen, and she's not no widow, and she and shall say and shall see no sorrow. She said, oh, I ain't gonna see no sorrow. Nothing gonna happen to me. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Yes.
What? Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly what? Burned with fire. For strong is who? The Lord Yahweh, who judgeth her for all of her wickedness. Verse 9, and the kings, check this out, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously, is that what that say? With her, shall bewail her and lament for her. All right. When they shall see the smoke of her burning.
You clear.
Verse 10, standing far off for the fear of her torment, saying, Elias, Elias, that great city, Babylon, America, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man shall buy their merchandise anymore. Just understand what's taking place now. Just understand what's taking place. Now, we've shown scripturally that America is beyond wicked. Beyond wicked. We see that she's irredeemable. All right, irredeemable. Now let's go to let's hear some good news. I want you to hear some good news. Go to John 1:12. John 1:12. John 1:12. And where's that book at? Is this it? Okay. John 1:12. See, because when this nation falls, then somebody else have to take over. That's why righteousness, Yahweh demands the nation of Yahweh to be a righteous example. Do we have John 1:12? Let us read. But as many as receive him, Yahweh ben Yahweh, to them gave he power to become the sons of Yahweh, even to them that believe on his name. Now I'm gonna let someone read this and help us out a little bit right here. 1:12. And I just want to show you this. This is another study book that you have. It's called Hebrew Greek Key Study Bible. And see this right here? Where is it? 1:12. See this word power here? All right, then it gives a, can you see that? You need them too? Can you see that? Can you? Okay. It's right behind the word power. See that number?
See the number.
What is that number?
1849.
Yeah, we're gonna go to 1849, and that's 1849. And this is the lexical aid, which gonna give you the biblical, what was it again?
1849.
This gonna give you the biblical meaning of that word. Now it says, to them who receive him will become the sons of Yahweh. All right, now, and to see where it says power, that's 18, that's that word. All right, now what does that word right there say? Just what's gonna happen to us who receive Yahweh.
X, that word.
Go up the highlight.
It is permissible, allowed, permission, authority, right, liberty, power to anything as
Yeah, you remember that?
See, that's that Japanese, right? I know that. See, that's all right. See, normally I have my magnifying glass, but we're gonna read verse 12 again. But it says, but as many as receive him, Yahweh ben Yahweh, to them gave he the power to become the sons of Yahweh, even to them that believe on his name. So when it says power, he gave them the power. And according to this diction, he gave us the permission, he gave us the authority, he gave us the right, the liberty, the power to do anything when you become his son. The power to do anything. They shouldn't have never let me read that. They shouldn't have never let me read that. They shouldn't have put that where I can read it. They shouldn't have did that, because it says that I have the right, the liberty, the authority, and the power to do anything.
And there's nothing they can do.
And nothing they can do. Now, how? When I become his son, when I accept him, when I live the life that he presented for me. Woo, Yahweh, look here, look at here, look at here, look at here. I don't get tired of reading that. Now we're gonna look up a few words. Go to 2 Timothy 2:15. What time is it? What time is it? 2 Timothy 2:15. You there, Anaya?
Yes, sir.
Everything all right?
Yes, sir.
2 Timothy 2:15, and it says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh. See, it tells us to study. Don't believe what I'm saying. Study these words for yourself. Now, when you look up the word study in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, reference number 3854, I have two concordances. One is older, and then I have the Strong's Concordance. But when you look up the word, the Hebrew word for study means lahag, and that says devotion to books. All right. Then lahag, which is the Hebrew word for study, means to be eager, and it says intense mental application. So study is not just about calling words. It's about applying what Yahweh tells us to do. It's about applying what Yahweh tells us to do. Now, when we also look good, now we're going to go to Psalms because we're running out of time. Psalms, 19:7. Psalms 19:7. Psalm 19:7. Come on, 19. Yeah. Psalm 19 says, the law of the Lord Yahweh is perfect. So it says that the law is perfect. Now, the interesting thing is religions teach us that the law don't count no more. But it says here that the law of the Lord Yahweh is perfect, and then it says converting the soul. The law will change you. Now, wait a minute, wait just a minute now. We done looked up some of this in our other classes, and it says for the word, well, I'm getting some texts here this night. If you can hear me, I can't talk right now. I cannot talk right now. Call me, text me after the class. So here we have one of the definitions that I really love, and it says the word convert. The word convert, it says the law will convert your soul. The law will convert your mind. It says a turning. Then it says a spiritual turning away from sin in repentance and to Christ, Yahweh ben Yahweh. Then it says it is a dramatic turning away from one path in order to pursue an entirely new one. It involves turning one's back. Listen to this now. It involves turning one's back on the system of the world and its anti-godly value when you study and apply the law that'll convert your soul. Now wait just a minute now. I got something else to share with you. We're at the ending period now. We're at the ending period. Oh boy, look at here. Because when you study the word law, understand what this means. See, when you study the law which will convert your mind, it comes to the word communion. And it says, when we become one with Yahweh, it says he will share and exchange his intimate thoughts and feelings. His intimate thoughts and feelings. See, intimate means private. He's not going to share them with everybody because he chose us to rule, and we are going to rule. We must become his son. Now, you remember when the Middle Eastern lady said that we're their saviors? Go to Romans chapter 8. So you're going to need pencil and paper when you come here to class now. Romans chapter 8. You all right, Brother Naya?
Yes, sir.
Me too, brother. Me too. See, Romans chapter 8:19, and it says, you have it. It says, for the honest expectation of the creature, that's the world, waited for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. It says that they're waited for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh to implement the laws. Yes, Brother Yahweh. Yes, Brother Yahweh. See, now you remember now, Putin said that America treat their own people bad, break up their families, pedophilia. What you think when y'all know they're into pedophilia? We ain't got to get into that, but they're waiting on the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. Now let me say this so you understand this very clearly, because Yahweh created a man and a woman in his image, so we will rule together with our sisters. Everybody in the listening audience, let me say this real clear. But let's read 17 first before I talk about that a little more. Go up to 17. For if children, then heirs. You see that? Then heirs. Now, I don't want no little piece of land now. All of it. Because I'm an heir of Yahweh. Everything my father owned, he said, if children, then heirs, heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with his son, Yahweh ben Yahweh, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be, what? Glorified together. When he's glorified, we as his sons and daughters going to be glorified together. For I reckon that the suffering of this present time is not worthy to be compared with the glory. Check this out. Which shall be revealed in who? Us. See, this is our heritage that we're talking about now. This is our heritage. This is what they never wanted us to know. Yeah, I know it's warm, sis. I know it. I know it. I know it. So now we're going to go to one more scripture and we're going to have to end. I've said that several times. We're going to go to Genesis 5 and 2. Because if you look up son in the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance, it will say male and female. See, our sisters are not going to be behind us. They're going to be with us. Go to Genesis 5 and 2. Yes, it says, male and female create him them. So he created a male and a female, created them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam. So a male and a female is called Adam. So it's a nation of people that's called Adam. See, we're the second Adam, not the first one. Adam got tricked by Eve. But see, Eve wasn't just a female. It was a male and a female, just like Adam is male and female. And see, we're living with the Eve people now, which is America, who want to deceive us today to follow them. But no, Yahweh ben Yahweh is here, and we're going to study this for ourselves. We're going to lahag and apply a tense mental application. We're not just going to cause words. Yahweh command us to be righteous, and we're going to be righteous, upright, straightforward, open, well-behaved. Just to name a few of the moral attributes. Praise Yahweh. Remember that Yahweh loves you. Yahweh ben Yahweh loves you, and we, the nation of Yahweh, do love you, and we will be opening up these classes very soon to the public. We're going to stand and say a prayer to our Father in Hebrew, the Lord's Prayer. See, since we're Hebrews, we're going to say our prayer in Hebrew, and we're going to turn to the east. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh America, Tavo Makum Tenaka, Yase Rizonka, Shabbat Shemayim Kain Baharet, and Lekin Kakenu, Tain La Nuhayom, Usmak Lanu, All Katenu, Kimosa Sokim, Gamanakmi, Lakote Amen, Leon Tepienu, Rade Nisayom, King Kasenu, Minara, Kilaka, Hamambaha. They are Giverah, they are Teferet, they over me, Sila. We thank thee, Yahweh.
We thank thee, Yahweh.
O living and eternal King.
O living and eternal King.
Who has so mercifully restored our souls within us.
Who has so mercifully restored our soul within us.
Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
All right, well, this brings this class to an end, and we look to see you next Thursday at the same time and the same station. Shalom, shalom. Okay. Anaya?
Yes, sir.
I will call you.
Okay.
You see.
Ooh, it is really warm in here. I don't know what's going on here.